Okay, do I have a thing? I have to run ads. Let's see. Oh, and that. Let's get everything situated, and then we'll see how games are. Alright, also, what do I want to build? And I'll go back to our ace. Okay, I guess there's no time like the present to remember how you do skill checks, so let's start with that. Wow. Oh. I wonder if setting up stream this way will let me stream Battlefield. Okay, at least that's working. Oh, a new button! I can see ping! My ping's under 100! Okay, so we have Deja Vu. So we gotta go find one of the gen. Oh, we're against Tentacle Lady. This is mine now. Oh, I don't know how to loop this lady. What if we just run past and hope she's on the other side of the building? Okay, Dwight's in chase. They're already partially through that. We're not. Okay, we're breaking that. It's probably ruined. Okay, Ruin's gone. So now the killer only has 3 perks. I'm actually kind of feeling like vibing, so I'm just gonna leave the music running. Oh, there's like a little anti-camp bar. Okay, so this is skill check, so... let's see if we can inch our way towards the grate. Okay, they're in chase. I will go grab the rescue. What kind of builds can I do? My game's a little loud. What kind of builds can I do to make this interesting? Should I make like a goal to try and hold a killer on every map with a hole? I'm not chasing. Why do I have to chase you to the edge of the map, Dwight? Just let me heal you, please. I'm done. I'm not gonna keep running around the map with you. Okay, back to gens. Okay, we're doing our warm-up. We're gonna do... actually, I could do a killer round. I haven't played killer, and it's probably not gonna go well. But I could play maybe some Bubba. And that could be fun. I'm also curious when the last update came out, because last time I launched this game, it said that there was a map showcase for a new map. And I think it's part of Wreckers, so they must have reworked it. But I'm kind of curious what they did. Okay, we're 4. Welcome in, Lean! I need to lock it. I need to hit the grates. Come on. Before she gets here. Thank you for the headbets. That was an accident. Where do you think she's going? And thank you for the coin! You think? Yeah, I kind of assumed that much. Okay. You think he's gonna do another one? I was really hoping they would do the thing where they wait. Sometimes killers will like pre-run the outside. I think she can lunge, right? It's not enough. Oh no, I'm not even hurt. Wait a minute. How does this killer work? I forgot. Also, I don't know where the pallets are. Please save me. Break her ankles. I'm trying my best. I'm taking her to the Z-wall. The strongest tile in the game. Oh. Okay, let me fix this real quick. How did your stream go last night, minus the weird OBS thing that I didn't realize was a thing? Also, I'm kind of surprised that the game went so smoothly. Like, we're not out yet, but there's like 3 hook states, almost 4, and all the gens are done. Minus the scuff, you missed the tinfoil hat moment. I heard you crinkling at one point in time. I wasn't sure if that was a tinfoil or not. Is she right there? Uh-oh. I might not be making it out of this one alive. That's okay. As long as our team gets the 3 men out, I'll be happy. Does she have Insidious? She's right here. Oh! Oh no. Wait, crawl the pallet. Oh, that's bad. She's gonna double back. She's waiting. Okay, here's the plan. We're going to sneak in as soon as this person... Come on. That's not enough. I don't make it. Gosh darn it. Okay, maybe next time. Not even live as soon as I write it out. Yeah, so ironically, Nox, I was like, I should start streaming. And I was like, I could tell them to raid and it would be very kind, but I also don't know how quickly I was going to be online. I didn't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to be online and then make you wait like 10 minutes. And so instead, I just didn't. Where is the... There's actually get over here, right? So I figured instead I just wouldn't. So I'm not offended in any way, shape, or form. The timing just didn't quite work out. That's okay. I tried to save. I was just not quite fast enough. That guy had Insidious, though, on the killer. I haven't seen Insidious in such a long time. Wait a minute, Nox. Nox is stuck in ad jail. They did Insidious. Starstruck. I'm kind of surprised. I guess it makes more sense when we had Hex Ruin and nothing to go with it. Because normally you would pair Ruin with something else. Okay, we're gonna try a different build. What can I do? The rare Monday stream. I feel bad that I didn't have a stream on this channel last week. Like Thursday... Wait, no, Thursday was Thanksgiving. The Thursday before that... I just, wasn't feeling my vibe. I got on my computer and I was like, I'm gonna play some Dead by Daylight. But I'm not, feeling like talking. And so I just kind of streamed on my alt channel. But I feel a little bit bad about it. What if we try to save people? What can we do to make it better? What kind of builds can I make work in this? There's a photo I need to show you because of his outfit is cute. Oh, please do. When you say his outfit, would you be talking about the child? The one that I said shouldn't die? Or a different outfit? Also, I'm trying a new stream thing. I apologize that my guy has a little bit of a weird outline. I'm sending VTube Studio from another computer, and I do not have the normal transparency layer. So I'm using a Luma key to get rid of black. So that my background is transparent-ish. And so it causes a little bit of a fuzzy outline, but it's pretty okay out of 10. You mentioned going live, and I was like, oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I just figured. I was like, I do a Monday stream. I've been wanting to do, more things on my own. I feel like I have done so many collabs, it pushed me to not want to do solo stream, because, my week is already full of other projects. And so I just didn't, get around to it. But I was like, I'm going to put a block on my calendar, because that's what I do. Whenever someone's like, oh, I want to play a game with you, I look at my calendar, and I say, I'm free this time, and then normally we pick a schedule on that time. So I put a thing on my calendar that just says no collabs. And that way when I look at it, I remember not to schedule anything. And on top of that, I'm kind of excited because I work Thanksgiving and I worked Black Friday. I get those 2 days off and I decided to choose next week. I'm just not going to be working Monday and Tuesday. So that's going to be sick. Now the question is, am I feeling motivated to dig a hole or cut a hole in my wall and run a cable in it? I don't know. But we shall see. Thank you for the head pets, Nox. I'm excited. I'm also like in this weird state. Welcome in, Mythical. I'm in this weird state. My phone is like 4 or 5 years old. Oh, it's a twins. I found the other twins main. My phone's like 4 or 5 years old, and I have no interest in upgrading it. Like, I could not care less. My phone does what a phone needs to do, and I don't really care. The issue is, there's like a big shortage going on right now where RAM prices and NAND flash, which is like SSD storage, prices are all going up right now. And like, they're going up at kind of an extreme rate. 16 gigs of RAM went from like $50 to like $200. And so part of me doesn't want to get a phone. Part of me knows that if I don't upgrade my phone right now, I'm not going to be spending $1,500 on a phone next year. So I just won't be upgrading for the next year to 2 years. Because my phone's already kind of old, I'm kind of on the fence. Do I bite the bullet and like buy just a slightly newer used phone on eBay? Or do I just suck it up and have the old phone? What the hell is... Oh my god. I kick you? What was that? Where did he come from? I don't want a child. I'm not ready. Oh, thank you for the sub. You're welcome for the sub. But welcome in, Mythical. The cat dog child. Oh my god. Wait, is he cat dog? He always said meow, didn't he? Yeah, let's get our sprint burst ready, and we're just gonna run away as soon as he comes close. Oh, I don't know. I have an idea. We get close, turns around. Nope. I guess we just act like we're not here. You coming? Wait, who's on hook? Oh, what is awkward. Okay, what do we do about the child? You want to know something kind of funny? That was not the funny thing. So the funny thing is that the killer's hitbox is really big, and I've learned that if you run around it, you can make him whiff. I ran into a rocket. Well, this is embarrassing. However, I did not make it back to said killer to accomplish what I wanted. Do you think she's gonna double back? Okay, I gotta see the picture. World War III Attack of the Puppies? Oh my god, I wanna redo. I have too many projects. I wanna redo my redeem thing, and I wanna make it more dynamic. I also need to rework how I have my entire stream set up, because right now I'm like in the corner. Wait, oh, he has little things on the bottom of his feet. I was checking the picture from Lean. Oh, that's adorable. I want you to know a secret. When I was designing my avatar, I wanted to do the same thing. I wanted to have little paw print shoe pads. And that has reminded me. Thank you. I want to put that in my model. The twins mains do exist. I saw, Luna. Luna got a twins main. Or got a twins. Last time they were playing. I wonder if they got a change or something. Haven't seen this many twins in the last 5 years. Welcome in, Zoyer! I do news. Maybe I should just rework all of my stream. Make it better. Also, I don't even think the audio played for that. I apologize. These spirits are back and eating ankles. Oh my god, Zoyer, I want you to know my cat has become an ankle biter. My wife has been teaching her to ask for uppies where she like puts her little paws up to be grabbed, and if you ignore her, she will attack your ankle. There's a killer behind me. What is this loop? I still have a killer behind me? I can double. You think he double back? Oh, I need to watch in front of me. Oh, that was a mistake. Do we have pallet here by chance? We do, but we don't make it. Unless we do make it, then we just keep going. But welcome in, Zoyer. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome in, Kami. Do I throw this? No. Damn it. And welcome in, Hollow. How did your Risk of Raining go? Did this shout out work? Yes, it did. Thank goodness. I made a thing that's supposed to shout out. I also, low-key, have been debating if I want to give an AI the power to control chat. It sounds fun. I don't know how it would work. Or break. It says meow and woof. Okay, that's kind of cute. He's my favorite character in that game. Did you get him back? He wasn't like officially dead, was he? That was awkward. You teach her to ask for uppies? She teaches you not to ignore her want for uppies. Exactly. My child is becoming a gremlin. Just like me. We make a joke that my wife gave our cat Mocha anxiety, and I gave our other cat Rose OCD, ADHD. She has no attention span. It's like a goldfish. If something moves in front of her, she is distracted. Holy shit, that was wild. What, you talking about when the killer was behind me? But Risk of Rain was fun. I was schmoving with the new Survivor. Wait, they added new things to Risk of Rain? When did Steve get down here? Oh, I see. Okay, I have an idea. You think I can hold him in the window? I'm just gonna leave. We just like step out. Act like no one's here. I didn't know Risk of Rain was still getting updates. You're gonna like pick up. Do I kick the child? Yeah, let's kick the child. I want to kick the child. Where do we go? Stefano, you're seeing the only twins main! Look at this! I haven't seen this man before! I want to kick his child. Where's his child at? Come. Crawl to this pallet. I already used this pallet, didn't I? Risk of Rain got a new character. Interesting. I'm assuming Risk of Rain 2, right? That's a 3D one. Did I take a hit? No. Maybe I do. Wait, they had that hit too fast. They've got the demo perk. What is it called? Like Unrelenting something? I'm gonna go up inside the thing. That's why I was trying to get the strays to play. I thought you were busy for the next 2 weeks, Zoyer. I was so confused. Okay, you're like, I'm gonna be busy nonstop for the next 2 weeks. And then you're like, oh yeah, I'm free to play this game for a little bit. And I was just like confused because I assumed that meant you wouldn't be able to do anything for the next 2 weeks. After tomorrow, what day am I wrong on dates? You said the next 2 weeks, right? Am I crazy? I like all chat's gonna get banned by our AI overlord. If Twitch is added an AI moderator, I will use my AI moderator to undo that AI moderator. Well, we don't know. He's still missing. You better find him. I've heard that for kitty cats, you just go, what is it? Piss, piss, piss? Something like that, and then you can get them back. I assume it would work for a cat dog person. How's our gens looking? You think he's chasing or kicking? Okay, he's definitely chasing. Let's see what this loop is. This is like a window loop, right? No? What am I looking at? Okay, so we have a tile that loops into a tile. He appears to be on the child. Which seems to have an AI auto mod now, and it's bad. Okay, so I was hearing about that. What ended up getting censored by the Twitch auto mod? Because on one hand, I literally did the same thing, but on the other hand, mine's a lot more particular about what's getting removed. I'm very specific with what it's supposed to be trying to remove. And it took a little bit of tweaking to get there. My bad, Lamau. Okay, Zoyer. I think I misheard you, because, like, okay, that makes sense. It was supposed to be after tomorrow. I meant to say that. Oh, I still want to play that horror game. What was that game that I suggested in the chat? There's, like, an IKEA-esque horror. You're like SCP IKEA? Where, like, you have to find your way out of an endless IKEA. It gives me, like, that kind of vibe, but it's like a puppet horror game. And to me, it seems really good. And I really, really want to play it. I'm going to open the gate and then I'm going to come back. We all use Google Calendar to keep up with everyone's stream schedule at this point. Honestly? Oh, God. What do I do with this thing? Actually, I'm dead. Let's take her to the worst loop in the game. Do I throw the child? Nah. Oh no, my pallet. What do I do about that? Who comes to this loop thinking that they're gonna be safe? Well, I guess besides me. That's usually like a guarantee. No one comes back here. It censored Super Mario? Oh my god. What, does it tell you why it's censoring? Or does it just say that it gets flagged? It's like, that's the one thing I like about my auto moderator, is when it flags something, it explains its thought process. Which I think is more important, because then it's not so much a guessing game understanding why someone got banned, and it's more of understanding what I did wrong. But I actually do use a calendar for, like, all of my life. I just put random stuff in it. And then when someone asks for something, I look at my calendar and I see if it happens or not. I was low-key confused because half the time I had to allow messages or not because they seem normal. Okay, I could see that with the game you were playing, Lean, because there's a lot more, like, gore and violence. So people are going to be talking about gore and violence. But that just seems crazy. I haven't had anything flagged yet this stream. Maybe I can turn off automod. I'm gonna be honest with you. Automod does nothing besides make my auto moderator not flag things because I didn't set it up to look at the automod queue. But I could. What if I did that? Genius idea. Now that you mention it, Nox, I upgrade. Since I'm already rolling out my automod to be shared, I already have the backend in place so that people can authenticate and get a token, and then the auto moderator can work. I could set it up so that it looks at the auto mod queue, and when Twitch falsely flags something or properly does, it can auto disable or allow it. Because that's something I haven't put in yet. But also, I want to add in so that it doesn't filter for VIPs. As well as people that are around for a while. Because when it comes to, like, moderating a Twitch chat, if you've been in my stream for 30 streams, I'm gonna let a lot of things slide. However, if you're a brand new person and you're like, hey dog, your VTuber looks amazing, you should let me draw you a new one. I want that out of my chat immediately. What if it flagged Super Mario because it sounds like cannibalism? That could be a thing. Oh yeah, Stefano, if you want to join, you're welcome to play Dead by Daylight. I will not be playing Australia servers tonight. Also, Nox, if you want to play Dead by Daylight, feel free. My favorite game, I know. You saw Dead by Daylight launch up and you were ready. I know how much you look forward to Dead by Daylight. You always tell me how fair and balanced it is and how there is no flaws. And that's why I invited you. But that is annoying that the auto moderator does not flag things and explain itself. Because, like... Oh, we know the killer. Because... There's a lot of iffiness when you just tell an AI to do something. I'm just gonna stand here. You tell an AI to do something, it will do it, but it will not always make sense. Because AI has some, like, general knowledge of, like, all of humanity. And sometimes it knows a little more than you do, and so it can read into something a little more than you can. Like one time I told my auto moderator not to allow people to advertise in the stream, and it banned someone from mentioning something about sticks. And I looked into it, and apparently in like the 1700s there was like a statement people used that was advertising, and it was like something about branches, and it was really weird. And so technically it was correct in the, like, history of the word, but not the situation it was used in. Now, Automod got mad at different... Wait. And mad at DILF? How could he get mad at a DILF? And you start working on using my calendar, so weird. I'm kind of surprised. Well, I mean, maybe it's an old person thing. One second, we gotta get that up. Maybe it's an old person thing. Can I hold a killer? Wait a minute, I'm coming over here. This is the wrong corner. I made a mistake. I wasn't even at the pallet. Did I make that? Okay. Is she? Wait, how am I not infected? And that's closed. That is brutal. We're gonna keep going because I'm greedy and I don't want to use that pallet. So this is supposed to be open so I can connect. I don't make that, do I? Ooh, I'm so happy to be on my home servers again. I miss latency. Do I make that? We circle around here. I have no other pallet. Do we? I'm greedy. We keep going. We missed the light. He's coming back. He's throwing up. We're going upstairs. Ace, welcome to the chase. Thank you. I will be making my leave now. Did that gen in the middle get done? Oh my god, my team is on the ball. But I love teams like this. Let's go find a new gen. They're still behind? No shot. Oh, they're in power. This is gonna be bad. What if I... What can I do here? Oh, I ran into a box. You know, maybe I was too determined to not get hit by the vomit. Wait a minute. Ace. Oh my god. Oh, that was so close. I'll give it to you. That was like a hair off. But like back to using a calendar, I think it's more of an old person thing. My like work has a calendar, and if I don't use it, I literally would get fired. So I just kind of started using it for my personal life, and it made things a lot easier. I'm sorry, Nia. You have been made sick. Okay. I'm not sure what you're going for. You know, we'll go do a gen together. And the messages were like saying, "Oh, pretty woman." Nothing about like the actual... Wait a minute, there's a killer. Like the game stuff was censored. Huh. Yeah, I don't really know. I want to see what Automod does. Does Automod just auto get enabled? Maybe it's like an opt-out situation? Or maybe when people set up Automod for a certain level of strictness, it uses it by default? Nothing's gotten filtered yet, and people talk about DILFs. Oh. I'm already sick, so that's okay. If I circle back and forth, she's breaking it. Okay, we're just gonna leave. What do we have here? So we have this loop with a pallet in the back. How much distance do we have? I want to see what the other loop looks like. We drop it? Yeah. Make some distance, and I'll add a different tile. See, now they're in power. They're not in power? Our team cleansed? We go for a good pallet? No. I was too greedy. I wanted to read chat. Damn it. Hey dog, let me draw you a new model, but as a stick figure. Okay, stick figure could be kind of sick. Not gonna lie. I could do a stick figure model, and I would be happy with it. As long as it has, like, decent face tracking, and it's gotta be able to, like, do movement. Why am I always hearing the word of eating other humans this week? Oh, cannibalism. Because it's such an interesting subject. I don't know how you know so much about cannibalism. By the way, anyone in chat, if you have questions about cannibalism, go to Lean. They know everything. Just don't ask questions why. For once, I got a survivor team that was skilled, but not balls. Annoying little sweat stains, like little dirty gen rushers. I should probably cleanse. I'm on death hook. Do I cleanse? Yeah. Dude, sometimes I don't know. Dead by Daylight's kind of weird, especially in the time that you're playing it. You can get like such a different variety of survivors. Although it's nice when you play with like normal people. People that don't just have like 4 gen rushing perks like I do. Disgusting little gen rushers. We're gonna go do downstairs gen. Well, no longer gotta do the downstairs gen. Damn. That was a little too hardcore. Automod said no one can be selling twigs on my watch. Dude, it was exactly that. And it was just the most wild thing. And if I didn't have it explain itself on why it did the ban, I would never have any idea why it did it. Because someone was just talking about like twigs. I probably would have thought it was like another slur towards sexuality or something like that. But literally, it was just like, oh yeah, that was used for selling things. So it's probably solicitors. Ooh, we have Kindred. Oh, that's beautiful. I can just slip right down there. Unfortunately, I didn't pop the gate. I'm about to get stinky. However... Oh no, not the ace. Automan's not a fan of bushes, confirmed. Yeah, they prefer to keep them neatly organized. Depends on how you set it in auto mod, but to what degree does really just depend. So, wait, what is my auto mod set to? I should pull this up real quick. Your greed for pallets sickens us. Dude, I don't know. This game... the longer you play it, the more you don't want to use a pallet. That's just how it works. I don't make the rules. I just feel the emotions. It's like when people get greedy for money, but instead it's just the resource of the map, which is the pallet. Okay, let me pull up the thingy-majigger and see if we can find... Security? What would it be under? Moderation? Alright, let's see. What do we got? Shatter permissions. Mod management? No. Okay, so we have like first time chatters. Automod filtering. Okay, what do you have yours set to? Because I have mine basically disabled. And I think that's mostly just because it doesn't know how to filter. Loki, you could do a stick model thanks to Blender. Wait, you talking like 3D? Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, a year ago, I mentioned making a new avatar, and that project went through many different design phases and many different hiatuses. However, I've gotten to the point where I'm debating if I want to try to do like a 3D model. I already have a Vive tracker base station, HTC, Steam, whatever it is, the lighthouse. I have one sitting above me, and I have one sitting behind me, and I have one sitting to the left of me. So I could use like a Vive tracker and just a really awkward hat, and I could track my head. And then on top of that, I saw this like weird head-mounted iPhone thing. I can mount my phone to my face so that like my tracking's correct when I rotate my head. Which could be kind of cool. However, I just think 3D, if done right, could be really cool. We're gonna sit here and hope the killer isn't like a ghost face that walks up right before us, behind us and like watches us creepily from the shadows. Is that a demo? I don't know everything about it. I just got told the facts. You know a lot more about cannibalism than most people I know. I like how I can confuse you by saying the word gen, because I say it for genuinely instead of generator. Oh, thank you for the head pets, Lean. You know, I will hydrate right now. I'll take my hand off the keyboard. I think this is one of the few games that it would be really easy to mistake that for gen, just because gen is such a common term in this singular game. I would say, I don't think I know any other game that I have played that focuses around generators. Oh, he's going. Did take him upstairs? He's still behind? Oh, he is. Look at him. Look at that little guy. Where do we take him? We have so much distance. We're just gonna go to one of the side rooms. I might have been able to slip behind him. So we have a pallet here. I kind of want a window. I think he gave up. We can just go back. You can use semi-3D aspects of Blender to give depth to 2D PNGs. Interesting. I saw... Okay, so there was a rigger that I was watching that... This is probably a bad idea. That was able to do, like, realistic leaning in and out, which seemed really cool. However, if I do full 3D tracking, then I can do push-ups on my avatar. But the bigger thing would just be, like, if I do VR. What is he? I think he's trying to, like, play around. But I don't understand, because he did just hook that person. We're gonna take him around. And then we're gonna fake it. No? Oh, he just went for it. I thought he was gonna go for a lunge. Seems to be a thing. Everyone's wanting to use a 3D model. I don't fully know why everyone wants to use a 3D model. Every time I see someone do it, it's usually just because they don't have, like, a 2D model made. That gen was regressing really fast. However, I'm kind of, like, getting past all of the tough pieces of a 2PC stream setup, and so I'm kind of at a point where resources of one computer do no longer matter. I did the opposite. I went from 3D to PNG. I feel like 3D can look really good. I think PNG also... I don't know. There's something about it, because a PNG, you're making your avatar, and you're always showing the good side. So, like, I feel like that's a noticeable improvement over a lot of, even, like, VTubers. Because, like, you can't beat the angle of your PNG tuber, because you are literally hand-picking exactly how it's supposed to look. Yeah, and PNGs have gotten a lot fancier. I saw someone that had, like, a motion control on their PNG tuber. So, like, they could do, like, 20 different emotions, which... that alone is sick. I am low-key trying to figure out the most effective way I can track my emotions, because I would love to do tracking. I want to be able to trigger like emotions on my avatar. This one doesn't have any because I didn't think about doing it, and I'm kind of glad. However, I want to be able to trigger emotions, and there's certain emotions I don't know a good way to do it for. So, like, standard tracking uses an iPhone or a camera. And there are emotions that kind of make the same facial structure. Like, one of them is, like, angry. Like, you think, like, you like, squint your eyebrows. But on the other one, something I'd use a lot more frequently is just being, like, confused. Sometimes when I get really confused, I just squint my eyebrows. And so I kind of hit an issue where, like, do I make an angry emotion? Do I make it do confusion instead? Do I leave them both on and then I trigger two emotions at the same time? Like, there's weird bits like that where I need to figure out either a better way to track emotion, or I need to get more clever with how I'm doing it. He's gonna come back, isn't he? You know, I'll take a hit for the ace if they do. That's now there goes Demo. You can go by. I'm gonna hide behind the flesh mound. Ace is here for... They just leave? I think Ace wanted to leave. I think he doesn't want to be in the game. I'm a little confused. That's okay. I hear him right there. Oh, he's getting the ace. I got a little time. Your model doesn't have gigantuan tits, so unfortunately I only give it a 5 out of 10, you know, Stefano? I need to let the commissioners back in. That way I can get the big titolas. You're so right. Okay, I think that guy was trying to die. Which means I'm going to come over here and we're going to partially open the gate and then we're going to... Oh, killer... No, they got this. They're going to open the gate for me and I'm going to sit a safe distance over here. You have to draw the emotions for the PNG thingy. That is correct. You do have to draw the emotions, but when it comes to commissioning an artist, it is a lot cheaper to have like 12 PNGs made of the same avatar. Remember me, interesting. Than it is to make a full like VTuber at the same quality. Like you can get cheap VTuber rigging, and I think it's somewhere around like a couple $100. I think I've seen 300 to 500, like really cheap. But I don't know if it would have the same quality as doing a bunch of PNGs at the same price. Like, I've seen some absolutely crazy things. I wonder if I can find a clip of it. I saw this, like, super amazing thing where they literally had, like, 7 different emotions, and it just worked so well. Actually, I need to open that gate. If I unhook him, he dies. We're gonna play a little game called Let's Pop the Gate and Then Get Him. Oh, the gate's ready. Oh, this is bad. Here's my plan. We slip back in. That was flawless. Does he take the hit? I think if he gets one borrowed time hit, we're good. He does a lunge? Oh, that was a beautiful slip past the killer there. Well, which emotion do you think you'll have more often? I honestly think I'll be confused a lot more than angry. But I want to have the options. If I'm going to be designing a system to track my emotions, why do I want to have compromises? Although I have to figure out how to trigger it. I don't know if I actually get properly angry. Maybe I'll do a little bit of research to see if there's like projects and things or scientific papers on how to detect emotion. Or if I need to just like hook up a NVIDIA Jetson Nano above my computer and have it record my face. Even that I don't think has complex emotion. I think it's just like happy, sad, neutral. I learned a bit about the PNG tuber stuff because I saw some tutorials and need to self-learn, but Lord, does it hurt my brain personally. Okay, so anything that comes with streaming is confusing as all hell. I don't know what it is. Nothing is something that... Nothing about streaming are skills you'd use in day-to-day life. So there's subjects that are going to be foreign to, like, everyone. Like, what's a compressor? What's a ducker? What's an alpha channel? Those are all things that no one has any reason to ever care about. Pretty much. So, you're not alone. It is confusing. Also, live 2D is a struggle. Okay, yeah, my live 2D. I don't know if my noise cancellation cancels that. I might turn it off. My live 2D randomly takes like 10% of my CPU, and that doesn't sound like a lot, However, I turned my gain off. Wait a minute. Was I loud that whole time? Ah, okay, we're good. My VTube Studio random takes like 10% of my CPU, and it's in like random spikes. So what happens is I'll be playing a game and my frame rate goes from like 60 to like 5 and then back up to 60, and it is absolutely awful. I absolutely hate it. And my last setup that I had, how did I do it? Actually, maybe I could use the old setup. My last setup was I streamed it over the network, and I streamed my audio over the network, and it all just kind of worked out. However, I don't know if I can still do that or not. I'd have to look. I can remember how I did it. It's been a long time. That was before I moved, so that would have been like literally a year ago. Live 2D is a struggle bus at times. Yeah. I need to get better, like, movement stuff. Like, once you get Live 2D set up, that's, like, the beginning. And then you have to, like, set up redeems, and you gotta set up, like, movement, and you gotta set up, like, your frame so that your body doesn't get cut off when you're slightly at the edge, and then you gotta do 16 other things, and if you don't do it correctly, everything breaks, and you forget to start your redeem before a stream, and so people complain because you're scamming your chatters because they don't have the ability to do redeems, and my... Ooh, look at that. I got my crop top today. Oh, it's Bird Lady. I don't know. There's just like so many weird things that you have to deal with. Part of me is just like, I want it to be as simple as possible. I want to sit down on computer, open video game, and hit start stream. That is the goal. That is the dream, and that is what I strive to make it. They're not gonna come over here, right? Nah, no way. This is right where they spawned. However, nothing about it wants to be easy. Although then again, I also kind of shoot myself in the foot sometimes by setting up random redeems and things. Like, I have a jump scare redeem, which you guys can't see it. It's still a redeem in my channel, but I have it disabled. But it made like a physical jump scare come up on my screen. And when I had display capture, you guys could see it. However, like, that was the funniest redeem, but it caused weird lag spikes, where I remember once I was playing Dead by Daylight, and the redeem went off, and the killer, like, missed me. Like, we were next to each other, and somehow... Oh, that's a good one. I was not expecting the bird to be that way. What? Oh, that's... This is a really, really good bird lady. Like, she is probably one of the best I've seen in a while. Sorry, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the lag thing. So I had a jump scare redeem, and one time the killer swung at me and the lag happened, and like the swing missed point blank. I don't understand what happened. I think I got a clip of it. So it definitely did weird things. And I do my gen. I'm gonna go back and we're gonna hope for the best. Oh, they didn't kick it. Nice. That's still like 50. Oh, never mind. Emotes are usually hotkey triggered. Yeah. Normally you would set up hotkeys for it, but I'm also really lazy. And so my goal is that we don't do hotkeys and we make something else do it for us. We finish this. Damn it. I was hoping we could have stuck that. That would have made it. You double back? Damn. She could have finished that. It was so close. Huh. That's why I gave up on using a 3D model, because my program would spike and I don't want to crash my computer. Just, okay, so does like what is it called? Wordo? And the other one, the other 3D software, does it use more resource than VTube Studio? I've never used it. In my entire history, I've never played with 3D at all. I was actually debating if I wanted to use Unreal Engine, just because they've recently put in a feature called like Live Link or something like that, which takes iPhone face capture to use on the metahumans. But I don't want a creepy, like realistic person. That was so close. Oh, she knows. I was about to say, maybe I can slip out. There's no pallet here, is there? This is awkward. Why am I so slow? I feel like every time she hits me, I'm running at like super reduced speed. That's a bad pallet. There is nothing here. Well, we're gonna run around this tractor. Damn it. That's why I went PNG, because 1, gaming issues, and 2, hoping to replace computers soon. I want to tell you, Lean, I'm really sorry to say this, but if you're going to replace your computer, you should do it as soon as humanly possible. Right now, it seems like RAM production and NAND flash shortages are driving up prices due to AI data centers, and they are not forecasted to have more capacity for another year. I think 2026 is when a couple fabs are planning to be opened for NAND production. Or not NAND, what is it, DRAM? For RAM. However, prices are probably going to get really bad, and they're probably going to stay that way for like a year to a year and a half. Unless AI dies in a fire in that time. I used to use a PNG long before I went to live 2D stuff. I feel like PNG would be the way to go. Because PNG doesn't use resources. Like, the basic PNG, I don't know if it's like... Just... I was using the Discord one. Was it called Fuji? Which isn't perfect, but like, it uses no performance. I was able to run any game I want, basically as I normally run it. Which is what I want. I hate the side effect of streaming that I have to be more conscious about what I'm doing because my computer cannot handle things normally. Like, when I have a whole stream on my one computer, the VTube Studio thing means, depending on how I launch things, sometimes my game runs smoothly and sometimes it is a painful process to play. And if my game is, like, performing poorly, then I'm not going to be able to zone out while I'm playing. And so it just makes the whole thing a lot less enjoyable for me. That's why I was actually debating just doing a face cam. I have a light and I have a camera and I need to put the light behind the camera. However, my monitor mount is not able to support the light because it is really big. So I need to like put a support under the monitor arm. It's actually kind of sick. I have like a rack that I attached to the back of my monitor so I could mount things above my monitor because my camera, it dangled into the screen and I didn't like that. And I need the camera already for work because like I got to do meetings with my manager and stuff, and so I got to like put a camera on so that you can see me. It's like, I don't know, it feels weird to have a one-on-one talk to someone at work and not see each other. Warudo, wait, what is it? Warudo. Warudo, that sounds right. And VNAN are the current, but I use VC Face. I remember VC Face is like the standard. I think a lot of the communication for VTube Studio is also based on VC Face. surprisingly. PC's face spiked so hard on my computer. Oh, dude, that's gotta be brutal. I probs might just try and animate and GIF my new avatar and call it a day for now. Honestly, if you just do like a mouth closed and an eye closed frame, and get each variant of it, you can make a pretty decent avatar. Like, I got my little puppy thing, and then you can just kind of stagger the blinks out so it's not on a schedule, so it's not like every second the PNG blinks, and it looks like like it doesn't repeat. And as long as the mouth open or talking and non-talking PNGs have the same blink schedule, everything lines up properly. Let me know. I actually used a website to animate mine. And then I just kind of played around with values until it looked correct. Actually, if you want to see it, my icon on Discord is it. And if you click on my name, you'll see the avatar blink every so often. Seeing people for work? Why do you gotta do that to yourself? Yeah, I'm not a big fan. But, like, it just kind of comes with the territory. My manager's a cool person, so, like, I don't really mind it. And also, like, I don't know, something about lighting can do a lot of favors to a lot of people. Like, I'm not the kind of person who likes to take pictures of myself. But, like, in the right lighting, you can look pretty good. It's magic. Where's the killer at? Is it a basement, Bubba? We had to go in the basement if we don't see them this round. You could draw everything too. It's a good way to start without shelling out too much cash. The only thing is I have absolutely no artistic abilities. I guess my computer will perish and so will I. Nox, no! Nox, I'll mail you a computer. I have a computer in my living room that I haven't figured out what I want to do with it. Although I think your graphics card is probably better than it. It has like a 1080 Ti. It was like my graphics card from a long time ago. Man, I miss those days. 1080 Ti came out and it was just like the best thing that you could buy. It was at a cheap price. It was like $600 for a top tier graphics card. And now $600 gets you like a sad handy in a back alley. Like, it's not a good time. Yeah, I did a small scale test with separating and rigging a PNG tuber. It's actually pretty good. Wait, you can rig a PNG tuber? I inhaled my soda? I'm glad you appreciated it. Also, don't do that, Nox. It's bad for your lungs. Like, as much as a girl, wants a new computer, girl's unemployed and stuff, so I shall suffer. Oh, that's brutal. Doesn't know the computers are really stupidly expensive right now. Like, I'm really hoping that, like, the Steam box comes out and makes, like, a $700 mid-tier gaming computer, because there are so many things I look forward to. Oh, that's the killer. The Spirit? With Insidious. There's so many good things that would come with the Steam box if it becomes popular. Where are the gates? However, if the Steam box is too expensive, I'm worried it won't catch on, and all the work that Steam has put into making Linux into a gaming operating system will be, like, slowed down tremendously. Because this is the absolute best time. If Valve puts out, like, a competent competitor for Windows, and Windows is, like, busy shitting the bed, then I would love to see Windows get humbled a little bit. Because Linux is still in a spot where, like, video editing is awful. However, for gaming, it seems like it should be in a good place. And the reason why I really, really want to see the Steambox do well is because the biggest issue with gaming on Linux right now is that a lot of anti-cheat just does not allow you to run Linux. And if that becomes a mainstream enough thing, 10-20% of the population has a Linux gaming computer, then game companies will have to reevaluate if they're going to block Linux or if they're going to actually put the time in to make Linux like a viable gaming computer. Also, I have no intention of leaving. If this person's going to AFK, they're taking my MMR with them. You can still do VideoTube or PNG Tuber Plus. They don't need to use nearly as much resources. Honestly, I think it could be sick. God, part of me really, really wants... Part of me really, really... I'm surprised they came back. Part of me really wants to do like a PNG tuber. Part of me just like wants to go balls to the wall. Imagine I do a 3D avatar in like Unreal Engine, have a physical camera that I can move around, and like I just go all out. That could be so sick. And I think you could do like proper shading in Unreal Engine. Imagine I could, like, actually move. That just seems so much better. In the right lighting, you can look pretty good. Turns off lights. Taco, no. I don't know, Taco, I think you're hard on yourself. You've had like positive social interaction. You just gotta have faith in yourself, Taco. You gotta feel good about yourself. My nose burns. Nox, don't drink soda. It's bad for you and your nose. Mostly just your nose. You don't want it in there. It's in my chest and my nose. I'm actually crying. No, Nox. You inhaled it. That's so bad. I thought you were just like a water fountain. You ever like... Okay. Was this just me? Have you ever told a joke, like while people are out at lunch, and it was such a good joke, someone became an impromptu water fountain? That's like pinnacle joke telling to me. Well, people bought the Switch 2, so people definitely buy the Steam box. Okay, so Switch 2, you have like Nintendo fanboys though. Like, I don't understand the point of a Switch. However, I'm not the kind of person that's going to go buy every Legend of Zelda game or Pokemon. I literally bought a Switch for Pokemon, and then it was the worst Pokemon they ever put out. However, I don't know. It's like, why are people loyal to games that they are so lazy about developing? I don't know if Pokemon's did better with, what was it, like XY or whatever the new one was? But like the last one that came out was a broken mess. It should not have been released. And so like, you got Mario Kart, you got Legend of Zelda, you got Pokemon. What else does the Switch have? And then the Switch 2 comes out, costs hundreds of dollars more, what's the point? Like, we're at a point where you can get like a Steam Deck and just play PC games. But then again, I'm also a PC player, so maybe I'm just being biased. I disappeared for a hot moment. What happened? Nox inhaled their soda, and we told them they weren't supposed to do that. So don't worry, Lean. You don't gotta tell them anything. They know. And then we played against a spirit who was AFK. And I think that's about everything. Also, Jin the cat dog photo is sent. Oh, I saw it. I saw the little shoes. They're so cute. I want to do that with my own avatar, actually. I became an impromptu tea kettle. Wait a minute. What happened? I think you just proved my point with that alone. About the, like, no reason to buy a Switch 2 or, like, the fanboys thing. Because, like, I don't know. What do you do? Oh. Wait, what if? I realized I think my frame rate had been reduced. I started laughing, and so I breathed in, but I also tried to escape out my nose when I laughed, so I got it on the desk. Nice. Nothing's better than a little soda on your desk that you can save for later. Steam box is being sold at prices of a PC. I spent a lot of time thinking about the Steam box price. Is that a pyramid head? Interesting. We can hit that. Does he use a sword? So Steam box, the hardware in it would dictate that it should be around $700 to $750. Oh, that was a good one. If the biggest concern right now, there's no pallet. Or where's the window at? Is that with the memory prices where they are. 1 second. We're just gonna leave. With memory prices where they are, did Valve buy a lot of hardware now? And can they compensate for NAND flash prices and DRAM? Oh, I messed up. Or is the price going to cause it to inflate? Because I would expect, without the RAM stuff, that it would probably be right around $700. $699 to maybe $750. And that is an educated guess that I have had other people agree with. My cat is screaming at me. And if that's the case, I think it could be competitive. However, if it's in those like $800-900, depending on where the PlayStation sits, it may not make sense. He's got Trail of Torment, I think. That is his own perk. And so if it's gonna be like $800-900, it doesn't make sense. As it stands, you can build a computer for cheaper. Did I not touch the spaghetti? I could have sworn I did. Interesting. I must have gotten caged. We'll go back to the gen and hope for the best. Might as well go all in and buy a PC at that point. The one thing that's interesting about the Steam box is that Valve has been working on making Linux a viable gaming operating system since the Steam, what was it called? The first iteration back in 2016. And so they've been putting a lot of effort into trying to make this ecosystem that allows games to run flawlessly on Linux, and it has gotten to the point where I'm pretty sure you can play any game in Linux with the compatibility that Valve's written. And if a game runs in Linux, it will probably run 5 or 10% faster in Linux than it does in Windows, because Windows has a lot of bloat and a lot of random stuff that just runs because what's his face, Satya Nadella, whatever his name is, wants your like AI and things to run in your background. So like if the Steam Box is competent in pricing, I think it'll be an amazing device. However, if it can't match the PS5 price, I don't think it's going to make any sense. Because the people that are going to be buying a PS5 are going to be the same people that would be interested in a Steam Box, and if you're going above that price point, you might as well build a PC. Like you're saying, Taco. Oh, there's a person here. Oh, Sprint Burst? Yeah, I do. Do you think he's got something to vault faster? No. Oh, that's awkward. Do you think he cuts me off here? After you. Vaulted again? Okay, we gotta focus. We gotta look forward. We've run on the edge. Ooh, I was too late. I could have made it. Building a PC would be cheaper in the long run. Yeah. I think the biggest argument that I would have for the Steam Box is that Windows has become such a problem with Windows Update randomly breaking things and like things running slowly that if Valve has a competent Linux computer that they're selling, oh, this is awkward, then, oh, that's double awkward. I don't make that. I do make that just barely. Alright, we're gonna run. Then you have a system that is less work. A short term it'd be expensive. PCs, yeah, PCs are really expensive. And then you also have to deal with the fact of like needing a dedicated graphics card. Oh, with that being said, AMD is putting out a CPU with like apparently really good graphics built in. So you might not need a $600 graphics card. Assuming the processor that they tested in this generation, it becomes more widely used in the next one. That guy's dead. I'm just gonna full send it and leave. As a lad who low-key needs a new computer setup, having the Steam machine seems like an easy way of building. An easy way, but building one seems like it would be way better. Yeah, I guess it depends on your goals. It's like the... What would be the best way to describe it? It would be like the friend that you have that is computer illiterate and suggesting that they like... This is a bad example, but they use like a Linux computer, or you ask them to get a Mac. Like, they're going to be constantly asking you for help, and it's going to be a problem. I think the Steam machine is like a middle ground where it's like all nicely, neatly packaged, and theoretically all blessed by Valve to work. So hopefully, they don't have issues. And it's just like a streamlined process so that they don't have issues with their computer and they don't have to ask for help. Because I don't know if you guys have had this experience, but with Windows, I've had weird random updates that have caused weird stability and performance issues with my games and things that I do. Like just the last Windows update. They put out an update where some games on NVIDIA graphics cards had 50% performance reductions. It was so bad, NVIDIA put a hot patch out for it to try and fix it. And that was literally like a week ago. So if Valve can do something better, I think it would be a good time. I think Microsoft needs to be humbled when it comes to Windows. Because I think Microsoft has gotten so focused on AI that they have forgotten who is using their computers. But in the long run, yes, building a computer would be way better. That's a really roundabout way of saying that. Building a computer has a lot more flexibility. You have the ability to adjust things as you want them. You can upgrade things, kind of. I wouldn't build a computer with the thought of upgrading. It's what I do, but it's not a cheap way to go, and it's usually not a super easy thing to do. Oh, you mean the entire 25% of Windows updates that are made with AI? God, I hope not. AI is just like... it's good at what it does. You can ask it to make a program and it'll make that program, but when you look through what it's doing, it won't make any sense. And as the code base gets bigger and bigger, it becomes a bigger and bigger problem. The term that everyone uses is called tech debt. And the idea is the lazier you are, the more it penalizes you later. You could think of it like going through school and trying to pass every class with like a D. After a while, when you get out of high school and you're starting to apply for college and like you show them your grades and you see that your GPA is like a 1.0, they're gonna like question you and they're probably not gonna want to do anything special for you or accept you into the school. And so that technical debt becomes a problem. And you might not even learn anything because if you're aiming for D's, you probably aren't paying that close of attention. Windows breaks things a whole hecking lot. Yeah, and then NVIDIA puts out updates to break things every once in a while. It's like a whole happy, traumatic family. But I really want to see Windows have a competitor that makes sense. I feel like at any point in time, if you have a friend that suggests that you use Linux, they're probably that kind of person that uses Linux a little too much. I don't know, they give like the same vibe of a religious nut. Hopefully that makes sense. Now I get a computer with the thoughts of downgrading. No one will see it coming. Yeah, I actually got my computer and I removed a stick of RAM. I had to make sure that my computer couldn't see it coming. But like, theoretically, when it comes to upgrading computers, you can upgrade your graphics card if you plan for it with your power supply. You can upgrade your processor if you want to tear out the motherboard and do all the power wiring again. And possibly re-imaging your computer. I'm gonna put this right there so it doesn't go back in. What is that? Terror. Oh, it's a nurse. Interesting. Have I played nurse on this map? Where would I run a nurse here? Maybe the back? Windows is a parent we can't stand, but we have to put up with because we rely on them too much. Yeah, we live in their basement. And we have no job. So we need to exist near them, but we also... Why did I see fog? But we also don't really like it, and we want to get out. It's just about that convenience. We need that job opportunity to get out of the basement and get a different system. It has gotten so like Windows updates have become such a problem that for the first time in my life, unironically thought about running Linux on my main computer. Like, it has caused me so many problems. Like, one really fun one was NVIDIA did an update that broke G-Sync and caused my monitor to turn off and on randomly. So my computer was unusable, and it happened anytime between the moment I started my computer up and 3 hours later, so it was really hard to reproduce. Did you take my med kit? You have a med kit. And I reimaged my computer and found out that Windows auto reinstalled the latest driver, which then caused the problem driver to get put back in. And then on top of that, I used a feature called System Restore and created a restore point. And Windows decided, haha, don't waste storage space on your restore point, and it deleted the restore point when I rebooted the computer. And she is just holding it forward. I thought she was gonna teleport in. Is she? 80 milliseconds, so she's like East Coast. Lamau, when the only solution is Linux. I hate to say the only solution is Linux, but we need Linux to like do something. This is the time when all of those people that obsess over Linux need to like put their heads together and actually make it a usable experience for the 99% of people that use computers that don't know how to use command line. Nice. Don't use Linux, you're probably a psychopath. Also, I considering Linux, I think I might be a psychopath. I actually use Linux in a day-to-day like schedule. I have Linux on all of my servers because it runs with less resource usage. It makes sense in that situation. However, do you think? Yeah, they know. I think they have nurses calling. That felt a little too aggressive. We're gonna take her to Shack. But like, I don't know. I think it's a good operating system. It's not bad. It's just not something I could recommend to anyone. Besides other people running servers, which is why it's all used in servers. That person who kept being like, Linux is better was right all along. Nox, we don't need to give them the sense of pride that comes with being right. We can just say it's what we need and move on. Windows at one point in time was good. Windows 7 was bomb. Windows 10 was pretty good. Windows 11 could be better. I think that's the main thing of this. Okay, we're going back to Jin. Oh, she knows. What about Rock? I ran into the Rock. I could have played that a little bit better. I don't need to give them that sense of pride of being right. They already radiate it. Yeah. Every single person that you say was right in suggesting Linux is also a neckbeard with a fedora. And you don't want to give them any reason to feel like they're better than they are. They'll use it as an excuse to say they got friend zoned. You know that. Where do I take a nurse on this map? So we have some high obstacles here. This might be my best spot. So here's my thought. I left scratch marks to that little overpass and then came back. I was kind of hoping the killer would break off there, but it seems like they saw someone else. And couldn't care less about me. Yes, the miladies. Okay, I don't know, unironically. Is it ironic? I like to say milady from time to time just to make my wife gag. I think it's good to have like a reality check for your partner. Would that be an ironic use of the word? I think so. Guess who's on dinner duty? Oh, what you making? Okay. We're gonna think of a build that we're going to use in the next match. What perks do we want to run? 20 push-ups. Okay, I'll do that after the match. Oops. I need to get better at checking back for skill checks. Yuki tips Fedora. No, it's like you open the door for her and then you act like you tip your fedora and say milady. And then when they walk past, you say, like, under your breath, you're just like, friend zoned again. You gotta give the full, authentic experience. Cat. I don't have the collar on. I thought about it. I'll refund that one. Wait, what do you mean, bad dog? This is a good thing. You have been scammed. It was all a plot to steal your 200 channel points. Okay, alright, we're gonna find a new build. Well, let's see what we have. Do a tried and true. That's a vent build. Vent? Volt? Let's just do a standard Volt build. Laughs at 129,000. I need to make redeems. That's the other thing. If I had a 3D environment that I control, I could do so many stupid things with it. But as a VTuber, it's got to affect me, or it's got to be audible in some way. And so, like, if I don't make it do something, it's less interesting. And I don't like chat having access to... I don't want chat to have access to, like, taking over stream audio. However, I don't know, do blurps go onto the VOD? Like, wow, I'm so white, guys. Oh my god, I radiate whiteness. Because I had one channel that I was watching, and they had a ton of blurps and stuff, and like that would be annoying to hear in the VOD, but like if it's not on the VOD channel, I don't think it would be as bad. Okay, push-up time. We're in the queue. Also, I had a thing set up for VR stream, but the headset piece that I need has been delayed until the end of December, unfortunately. Okay, Lean's birthday. Yeah, it comes up very soon. Calendar. Oh. I wonder if I should do something for Lean's birthday. They just left, right? They don't know we're here. They went to go make dinner. This is when we can secretly plot. Wait, what would Lean want for their birthday? That is the question. I have never played Gartic Phone. That's the drawing thing, right? Oh. Wait, question. Can we Gartic Phone for my birthday? What do I have scheduled that day? Calendar. It might not line up on your birthday. Okay, so Thursday is DBD night with Luna. Friday is Don't Scream Together with Rose. We could probably do a Gartic Phone or what is it? I don't know if you guys ever played Jackbox Party Pack, but I have like every single Jackbox. Okay. Speaking of redeems, what would be an interesting redeem? Oops. I just dropped in front of the killer. And I don't make that. Unless... Ooh, I was hoping I had the distance on that necessary. Oh, I didn't think that would come this direction. That was a nice one. I think one of my emotes Copo made in a Jackbox game, so oh my god. There is a Jackbox game that is like you could design t-shirts. I'm curious. Okay, so there was a sale on Jackbox. Maybe I need to look in to see what the new Jackbox game is to see if it's worth buying. Because if I remember correctly, I stopped buying Jackbox games right when it got really bad. This guy must have that add-on for less chests or more mimics or whatever. Because I think there's only supposed to be 2 on the map. So the first 2 chests I see to be mimics is super bad luck. To the next one. But like a Jackbox could be a thing. I just need to like find people for it. So I can see the orb. I dropped my med kit? Oh, interesting. I'm gonna go get a rescue then. I also kind of want to cheat and play Jackbox on my iPad. So that I can have the luxury of not using a mouse to draw. But I don't know if that's like officially cheating. Is that like a wrong thing to do? Oops, hey look, a free med kit. Whose med kit is that? Let's relocate. I need to pay more attention. I'm getting absolutely boned by this old man. If it works. It's only wrong if you feel bad about it. As long as, I guess if it's like a thing where people aren't upset by it, that'd be the biggest thing. But I don't know. I feel like Gartic Phone could be fun. I would need people And the only other person I know that would play Gartic Phone has like a ban on it, where like they had something bad happen in Gartic Phone with their viewers, and so they don't want to play it anymore. Ugh. So if we could line people up, I'd be down. But that would be the biggest concern. Actually, speaking of which, how many players is Gartic Phone supposed to be? Okay. I think the killer's inside the building, so we're gonna sneak around. I forgot I don't have a gen build anymore. I was confused why I wasn't seeing the gens. I don't have a Sabo either. So we're gonna go to the House of Pain and do the upstairs gen. The other thing is I kind of want to play around with some horror games. I found a couple horror games that look kind of interesting, and I kind of wanted to try them. But I need to find a person for at least one of them is a 3-player game. Aw, balls. I was really hoping I could slide right by him. I'm getting too cocky with my moves. I can't see the window. We're good. Thank you for the head pets, Massa. I don't know where'd the killer go. Check spot. Check spot failed. We pre-drop. I don't want to die. Oh, balls. He went around. Oh my god. Is that enough? 50%. Nearest hook would be behind the house, right? I need to crawl away. Welcome in, Massa! I hope your night's going well. Horror, you say? I've been kind of itching for a horror game, but I need it to be scary. And I don't know the secret to making horror scary. So, like, I'm trying to think of, like... I could just do, like, a really dark room and hope for the best. Part of me wants to try VR horror just because I feel like it could be a little more spooky. Okay, we're gonna try a new strategy. We're gonna look in front of ourselves and try not to get hit by that ghost thing. Oh, I was really hoping I could slip around him. Why am I getting so cocky with trying to get around them? Okay, but to be fair, your scary isn't everyone's same level of scary. What if I just give you guys control of the air cannon and then you guys control the jump scares? What if? What if I make a volume thing that detects how loud the game is, and when a jump scare happens, it fires the air cannon? That could be a good one. Actually, I wonder if I can fix the air can. You guys want to see what it does? I need to warn Yuki. 1 second. Do I still have a gasket? Okay, so let me start up my camera. Okay, so I still have the air cannon. He's a little dusty. However, my issue is the gasket's not the right size that goes inside of it. So it unceremoniously self-detonates. And I'll show you that real quick, because I have nothing better to do. I'll be right back. I need to warn Yuki. Okay, Yuki has been warned. So, air cannon. Let's grab a new cartridge. Oh, I have my gaskets. Yeah, I got new gaskets to fix it and it doesn't work. So first things first. Get a new container. And you put it in the thing. I hope this isn't like open. I don't remember how this works. It's been a while. I think that's closed. So this goes into here. Make sure it's nice and aligned. I don't know if it's going to be correct. I don't want to hold this through my face. So what happens is when I screw this in, it spontaneously depressurizes. Oh, I don't like that. It didn't depressurize. Wait, is it working? Wait a minute. Guys. We're at 400 PSI. It works. Why are we at 400 PSI? Well, now it's loaded. I guess we gotta plug it in. Like, logically. Oh, there's a bug in the software where the solenoid valve doesn't close the first time I plug it in. So it might make a loud noise. Does it work? Wait a minute. Does the thing... It didn't explode. It doesn't work if you have to ask. I don't know what I made that thing 2 years ago. It could be anything at this point. So I'm gonna re-enable the redeem for it. And we're gonna see if it works. Okay, let me do that real quick. Stream creator. I have re-enabled the redeem. Does it work? I lost my med kit in that 2 seconds of chase. Where did I put him? Oh, it's a Myers. Interesting. I do want that med kit back though. I would very much appreciate that med kit back. You can hold on to it for right now. That's okay. What is this window? What do I do with it? Oh, I made a mistake. Do I make that? No. Okay. Fire air cannon 10. Oh! It works. Guys. Jesus Christ, that scared the shit out of me. I need to put a bigger cooldown on that, though. What made it work? It has literally just been sitting under my desk for like 3 years. 3 years. A year and a half. Oh. Interesting. Okay. So the gaskets I bought did work, and for some reason, it just didn't like how I did it? Interesting. The smell of ice feet fueled it with a spite. Something about it. It just made it work. We're gonna check spot this. We're gonna sit right here. I'm gonna heal myself. That's so interesting. I think I have a power near my desk. The only downside is it's not hitting me with the like air canister because it's behind me right now. Wait, what's the cooldown on it? I need to like quadruple it. People used it too much and I got desensitized. 1 second. Watch out for the killer. Let me know when he shows up. 30. We're gonna do 60. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna set it from 30 minutes to an hour because the last time it got used every 30 minutes and I quickly got desensitized and I stopped getting scared by it. There's a killer right there. Do you see his little forehead? Do you see him like peeking out? Interesting. What other things could I do? Because that was a fun one. I'm actually a little sad that it didn't work. But now that it does, I just have to be careful with it. It's funny because I was like on stream showcasing it. I think I was showing Rose when she raided in. And I like speed reloaded it. And when I put the CO2 cartridge in, I didn't line it up right. And it broke the seal. And it caused it to like slowly deflate. But that's the other thing. With every single redeem I've made, I've kept it active. I've just, like, disabled it so that it can't be activated if I don't want it. Oh, he's here. I ran back in hoping there was another window. We hit the pallet. Where did Mikey go? I don't see him anymore. Have you considered a gamba? Wait, you talking like Russian roulette? I need you to explain. This could be a great idea. Oh my god, welcome in, Rose. I want you to know something wild just happened like 10 seconds ago. You remember the air cannon, right? Why am I being warned? I should make the mistake and play this, Taco. I don't know that you need to play this. But if your heart tells you it's right, then go for it. I could get a heal. Ow! But welcome in, Rose! How did your Fortnite go? It's absolutely wild that I, ow, have to even say that. Ask that. We're both revealed by that flashlight. Do you think he's gonna come? I ended on a win? That's all that matters. If I take one hit, we're out. Alright, we just go straight. But welcome in. I want you to know that in the last 5 minutes, literally in the middle of that stream, I put a CO2 cartridge into the air cannon and it worked, even though it wasn't working before. And so I don't know what changed, and I don't fully understand it, but my engineering is flawless, so it obviously wasn't a me problem. Ow. Why am I being shocked for this? Fadeless. Don't make me rig more gambas. Ow. Okay, Nox, I need you to explain what you meant by making the air cannon into a gamba. Ow. Okay, so air cannon. I'm gonna enable it. I'm gonna take the cooldown off for just a second. Thank you for the head pets. I appreciate it, Dino. You're the only one that appreciates me here right now. Ow. You know, maybe I shouldn't. I'll hydrate, thank you. Before I turn off the cooldown for the air cannon. Thank you for the head pets. I appreciate it, Rose. I guess I can forgive you this time. Okay, so I've changed the cooldown on the air cannon to 5 minutes. Is it active? And I will stretch. Oh god, why am I stretching with the air cannon active? Oh. Listen, Rose is upset because we didn't praise her for her win. Oh no, Rose. That's gotta be awful. Wait, are there birds? Yeah, you can adopt birds. That was actually one of my first redeems I had from a long, long time ago, and then I accidentally broke them. Ah, thank you for the coin. I appreciate it, Demon Ace. Ow! Who did that? Demon Ace? Okay. Is the air cannon off cooldown? It is on cooldown. Check back for it soon. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm gonna turn the cooldown off for the air cannon. It technically has a physical cooldown. So don't spam it. I think it should refund if it was on cooldown. It was off, I redeemed it. Okay. Let me check. Is air cannon? Wait, why does it take so long? It didn't go off. I'm afraid to touch it. You know how like when you get a firework and it doesn't go off? 1 second. Wait, unless it's mad. Wait, it got a air cannon busy. One second. It says the air cannon's busy for some reason. Okay. So the busy message I programmed so that when someone added like a 5-minute cooldown to it, or a timer on it, it would not send a second fire through. Ah, crap. Okay, it should be I restarted the controller. I'll figure that out later. I will also refund you because it didn't go off. I don't have enough points to check. Rose, you have... Wait, did you use all your points? Am I free of being electrocuted for the next hour? This is great. I was told that you were a dog and said to use said redeem. Oh. So what you're saying is Rose is telling their chat out to use the bad dog redeem. Oh, I forgot. I'm not even injured. I want you to know. The shot caller, I think I forgot to change it, and it's sitting at like 60 out of 100. Ow. The collar did go off twice. It did not go off the third time, so I will give Poro... I will give you your points back. But the first one and the third one did go through. Wait, Docs, did you do the cannon? Who did it? Oh, Taco did the cannon. Wait, you got... Okay, so you get your points back for the... what was it? The shot caller, because I forgot to put it on. That was bad of me. The other thing is the air cannon. Wait a minute, what if it's the default? So, the air cannon is set up so that you put a number in. Taco, you did not put a number in. You need to read the instructions. However, if you put text in, it uses some default value. And I don't know if the default value is 1 or if it's like a minute. So that might be why it was busy. Because the air cannon was designed to be like an anticipation scare. Because you can give it a timer and then it sits there and it waits for you to like... It waits for the timer to detonate. Although I could just get Silly String. That could be a fun one too. When you want to shoot it in short succession but need 5 minutes. The air cannon should have a long cooldown. It has to have a long cooldown. I get too desensitized too easily to scary things. OMG, that's so high. Okay. Ah! Okay, so the air cannon did work. I don't know if it came through. So is it going to be mad now that... Oh no, I hear Yuki. I think she's upset. Hello?
What the hell is happening in here?
The air cannon works.
Are you trying to die?
The air cannon's behind me. It's fine.
Where?
It's by my computer. We get a special guest. All it took was scaring them. You okay? Are you okay? She's getting in here like she saw a ghost. This is bad.
It's loud.
It is kind of loud. Ow. Yuki, I hope you have life insurance on Icefire. I actually have great life insurance.
What is the point of money if you're dead? I would want to use the money to do things together. If you're dead, it doesn't work. Anyway, stop it.
Okay, I can turn off the redeem.
No, you're fine. I just hate it.
Okay. I don't think Yuki appreciates it. It sounded like a shock. It's kind of a high pitch because it's like a... Okay, so it's... I wish I could have showed you guys afterwards because now it's plugged in. It's attached to the wall. It is a, like, CO2 valve with a solenoid connected to it. And so when you trigger it, it tells the solenoid valve to fire. Because it's a very short blast, because I didn't want to use a ton of air for every shot, it kind of sounds like a shock. We miss you every day, Yuki. Yuki's still here. They're playing Final Fantasy XIV, XIV, whatever that is. I don't read Roman numerals. There's no pallets. What do I do? Z-wall? Damn. I got too greedy for the whiff. Alright, so I'm infected, so she's gonna be in head form soon, right? Oh, I didn't think she could lunge around a corner like that. Okay. Use the money to make robot ice fire. You talking about... Okay, what if? What if I make myself into an AI and then I'm not the one streaming? You could never know. It'd be just like the real thing. I'll make sure to pass that on, Rose. I'm sorry, I didn't know it would get you in wife trouble. You're okay, Taco. It's not your fault. I did technically warn them. I told Yuki that I was going to be making some loud noises, and I think I mentioned the air cannon. So they should have some idea. I just did not realize how much it scared them, because my door is basically closed right now. I want that chase. Come to me. I must learn how to loop this killer. She's spitting a thing. Icefire can become the first person to go fully AI? Okay, what if? What if I make myself into an AI? What if I make an AI of myself so I can fight with myself? I think this could work. Icefire's on a list of people I know who should either be in jail or something, which is a short list. Wait a minute, I'm doing things mostly legally, Lean. There is no reason for me to be put in jail. There is nothing illegal about making an air cannon. So, checkmate. AI Ghostfire, but they are a chat moderator. Okay, so if I gave myself an AI and I told it to moderate chat, no one would be allowed to talk in chat. You know, I didn't think the gate was that close. Oh my god, dead hard for insult. Do you think AI me would fall for Drop Bear? Mainly because AI Icefire wouldn't fall or Drop Bear. You actually don't know. If I made the AI correct, it would. I think you underestimate how much I would want to pet a stray dog-looking animal. I think it would overpower the reasoning of the AI. Keen Icefire was a menace. What was I? I don't remember what I was like as a teen, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. GG, thank you, Rose. When I was a teen, I don't know. I think I was basically a different person. Like, the amount that I have changed since growing up is like absolutely tremendous. There are so many things I've learned and experienced that have changed who I am. As a teen, I think I was just like a shy, awkward kid. The list of people that should either be in jail, dead, or is considering in my opinion, a mad scientist or something. Oh my god, Rose showed me this like VTuber that's a mad scientist. If I had a little more space, I'd be so down to do that. Do you guys know that if you run like 60 volts of power backwards through a capacitor, you get a firecracker? There's so many cool things you can do. You can make literally like impromptu explosive charges. If I didn't have to clean it up, I would definitely have that as a redeem. The problem is when you turn a capacitor into a firecracker, they explode and like little ribbons of stuff go all over the room. I really don't want to clean it. I could put a container around it. It could work. I'll think about it. I'll revisit this. The other thing is, can you make toast in a bathtub? I think this is a question that we don't have an answer to. Ow! This frog redeem is really long. I probably will change it in the future. I'm planning to do a rework of how the redeems work. And in that, I do think I'm going to make the redeems like a temporary 5-minute thing. And then I go back to my main model. However, as it is right now, it's just you pick what model I am. Whoever does the redeem last gets the model. Don't give me ideas for writing. Please do give details. Okay, there's so many things. What else can you do? Did you know that DC voltage up to 60 volts is very safe? But once you get up to 60 volts, it's just about as dangerous as AC voltage. The other thing is... I forgot. It's probably not that important. It's about electricity. You don't need to know. Wasn't that the same guy who smoked me with cigarettes? Wait a minute. You talking about the scientist guy? Because, like, I don't know. It would be fun. I would love to do random science projects. I would just, like... You know, I don't even have to think anymore. I literally have AI to come up with stupid ideas for me. I can be like, hey, AI, I need a project that is probably dangerous. And I can make it work. Pigeon. You can do whatever you want. The sky's the limit. It's actually kind of crazy. When you learn how to program and how to make hardware, you can make whatever you want. Then you learn how much effort it is to make whatever you want, and then it becomes a, like balancing the pros and cons of it. However, I do think making toast in the bath would be a good idea. Imagine you can cook the toast and keep it hydrated. Thank you for the head pets, Lean. I'm a little too short. Icefires tested too many things, and I honestly don't think any of it was for streams. No, I have done so many things. Okay, so one time, I was making like a laser tag gun. And I was copying like a breadboard. A breadboard's like a piece of PCB with a bunch of holes in it. And it lets you kind of wire things up temporarily. I took my hand off my keyboard. So that you can... Oh, it's a hag. I need to harass that. So you can kind of wire things up on like... It's like grid paper, but PCB shaped. So I was setting that up. And I picked up my working schematic, and I was copying it to another schematic, because, you know, laser gun, you need 2 guns for it to be worthwhile. and I plugged it in, and that was the day I learned LEDs can explode. Apparently, if you run a couple amps backwards, it will actually just, like, pop. And it just, like, sent plastic shrapnel around the room. So that's kind of cool. It turns out when I was copying the schematic, I was holding it upside down. So I wired it backwards. Also, Gartic Phone needs a minimum of people, not a max of people. If we could figure out people, I'd be down to do Gartic Phone. I think that's the one gripe. I feel like that's a game that needs a group of people. That scared me. Oh, I'll hydrate. You know, I should probably do that on a gen. Wait, there's no shot. Did they actually teleport here and then put a new trap down? I see something funny. I messed up. I messed up again. They don't have the trap here, right? Okay, so we have a window connecting to this window. So we go this way. And we get a window here. And they put a trap and we leave. Where do we leave to, though? That pallet's gone. We make that? I think so. They went around that way, right? Front of the pallet? Make it look like it was all planned? And then we just leave. Did I use a pallet? No. I'm too greedy to use pallets. I'm sorry, team. Oh, that's bad. That's a medium. Smoked meat with cigarettes. I'm typing with soapy hands. Nox, why are your hands soapy on the computer? I'm smoking meat with cigarettes. I think that... I don't know why that wouldn't work. I think it would just be gross. There's an experiment that involved knowing or wanting to know how Nazis gained their power and allowed the Holocaust to happen. There's a lot of like weird sciencey stuff behind the Holocaust, and that was right around the time that the Discovery Channel went from like history to like aliens. I'm not entirely sure how accurate it all is. More fitting for this kind of conversation. I mean, you could do whatever you want. I think that's the one cool thing. Learning how to like program and do hardware stuff, you can make anything that you want. You just have to like gain the skills to do it. That's the hard part. Icefire can now properly shut off his brain. I don't know if you can know this, but when I play Dead by Daylight, my brain is off. Most of the time I'm not thinking. And let AI work for him. Oh my god, I can make the AI ask the AI for advice. That's like when you plug in a surge suppressor to itself for infinite power. You plug your AI into your AI for infinite ideas. Oh my god, bros, you're such a good idea. You have such a good idea. It involved electroshock testing. Part of me... Okay, so a while back, I had a job working with EMG. Medical devices, and that stands for electromyography. In layman's terms, it shocks nerves and muscles to get responses. Mostly nerves. And you can use it to, like, detect nerve damage and stuff like that. In doing so... Killer's over here. In doing so, I've learned a lot about how those machines work. Part of me really wanted to make the shock collar a little harder core, and instead of going just into my arm, putting it on like my median nerve and making sure the voltage and the current is correct, because I don't want to do damage, and making it like make my arm twitch while I'm playing. That could be kind of fun. However, I do not trust the cheap Chinese shock collar that I have on my arm. This is awkward. Is he... They're on hook, right? Nice. Oh, this guy's on hook. Well, this is doubly bad. What happened to the team? I feel like I looked away for half a second, and then everything fell apart. You know, maybe I'm helping with that. At one point, didn't they go full? What if it was aliens? Yeah, pretty much. They'd be like, pyramids? One person can't carry that by themselves. It must have been aliens. Oh, scientific theory? That must have been given to us by aliens. Math? That's for nerds. Yeah, basically, they basically just took everything in the History Channel and they were just like, what if it was aliens? Yeah, he did smoke meat successfully, but it was based on his reaction to eating it. Absolutely disgusting. Yeah, I honestly think that not only would smoking meat with cigarettes taste bad, I think all the issues you'd get with secondhand smoke, I think you would get with the meat. I'm trying to think, but like, what's in secondhand smoke? If it was in the meat you're eating, and it's not going into your lungs, but it's going into your stomach, would it have the same impact? Or is it mostly damaging because it's in your lungs? That's kind of the thing I'm curious about. We can figure this out right now. What if? I have an idea, guys. We ask AI. If I smoke a ham with... I can't spell cigarettes. Rets. Would the chemicals released be as damaging in the stomach as in the lungs? Okay. Great question. The short answer is ingested smoke compounds are generally less immediately damaged than inhaled ones, but they're still harmful just in different ways. Lungs are more vulnerable because they have a big surface area. Chemicals absorb into the bloodstream. Respiratory system has limited defenses against particulate. Tar and particles physically coat the tissue. Okay. What happens when ingested? The digestive tract has a thicker, more protective membrane. Stomach acids can break down some of the compounds. The liver performs a fast-paced metabolism, detoxifying some of the chemicals. However, some carcinogens, like tobacco-specific nitrosamines, I can't pronounce that, are actually activated by the digestive process and can cause stomach, esophageal, and other GI cancers. So you get stomach cancer. That's cool. So practically, if you somehow smoked meat with cigarettes, the amount of chemicals deposited on the food would be far less than a smoker inhales directly, but you'd still be adding carcinogens into your food. So it would make your food cause cancer. Interesting. Just right. Oh my god. Smoke will have a different effect if the stomach, because the gas and the acid in your stomach reaction and the chemical reaction in cigarettes do like other things. Wait a minute, what? Yeah, that makes sense. Putting a chunk of meat in the blunt. I actually think that marijuana is probably better for you than cigarettes. And I have just the way to find out. Give me a second. Did I close out of the window? Okay. Next question. Would the chemicals from cigarettes or weed be worse? We're gonna keep this up. I gotta see what the game's going on. What's happening. Why smoke meat when you cook it like a normal person? Yeah, with cigarettes, Taco. But Nox, yeah, you're right. Smoking it gives it different characteristics. There is things called like liquid smoke where you can kind of season it to taste smoky, so you can get some of that. I think it tastes fairly similar. But it gives you a different characteristic, and sometimes smoking is like a slower cooking, so it kind of gives a different texture too. It was a cursed stream. Nox, have you seen the thing where someone made an adapter that that allowed you to adapt 100 cigarettes to your mouth? It was like think of like a recorder for children, but instead of like 8 holes, it has 100. And so you could just smoke like 7 packs of cigarettes at the exact same time. Man, I should get sponsored by a cigarette brand. He built the smoker with a filter to stop the gunk from reaching the meat, but it didn't really work. I honestly don't think that you could get the smoke without filtering... I don't think you could get the chemicals out of the smoke without filtering the smoke. I think you are paying for it. Where you either get your gross cigarette taste or you get standard cooked meat. I paid off my big tobacco. Yeah, actually I have a sponsorship by Marlboro. They thought that advertising to children was like gonna be the next big thing, so I'm what is it called, an influencer? By the way, guys, man, I really love smoking. Ma'am? Oh, she coming. This is a bad place for me to be. Did she just leave? Don't go back to my gen. That's my gen. Get off of it. Yes. Stomach cancer is cool. How about no? Have you not thought about maybe just a little bit of stomach cancer, Demon Ace? I don't gotta save it all for myself. I'm happy to share. I mean, I could easily tell you someone who used to smoke. I don't need AI for that. Okay, but are you a scientist? I need you to know, Taco, I need to know every chemical breakdown between smoking and standard smoking that you would use for cooking a food. I think for hypotheticals, AI is pretty solid. You ask it a general question that's very stupid, and it'll come up with a serious answer. And that's enough for me. It satisfies the itch. Liquid smoke is meh. It adds too much, and it sucks. Interesting. So I've seen people use it. I specifically, when I cook meat, I do like a sous vide. So I like cook it in a water bath. And I have had people that... The person's recipe that I chose to make a steak... and it was the best steak I've ever had in my life, they swear by liquid steak, or liquid smoke. So now I'm curious. I say that as someone who hates steak. Do not like it. I would not buy a steak at a restaurant. And I had that steak, and I could not stop eating it. It was so good. How to die in one huff. Taco, let me know. I can 3D print you that 100 cigarette adapter, you just gotta use my promo code ICE in the checkout for 20% off. The truth comes out. I wasn't hiding it, Nox. You think I can save him with this pallet? Crawl the pallet. Come, come, come. We're gonna try anyway. Damn. Wait a minute. Oh. Actually, smoking meat can seal in juices due to how tight the skin gets. However, smoking is also how jerky is made. Oh, interesting. So is jerky just made over like a longer amount of time? Why is it so much drier? Because jerky's good. I love it. However, it's a very different texture from standard meat. Where's the gens at? Guys, you know where I need to go? I'm lost. Let's hold ourselves. You think she's gonna chase? Does she give up already? No, she's still here. A little kiss. And then we leave. Damn. Okay, so like the stuff in the smoke is bad for you and it can kill you, but also in regular smoke there's stuff in it that's bad for your lungs and can also kill you. Taco, thank you. I'm glad you could summarize that down so a layman like me could understand. I think I'm good, Ice. I think... Wait. I think I'll off myself in a more interesting way. Ooh, you going for like the... what is it called? Autoerotic asphyxiation? That's a good one. The classic. I'll destroy your hard drive though. There's a killer behind me. I want someone to clip Ice talking about cigarette stuff and make a meme edit with it. Oh my god. If you give me lines to sell cigarettes, I would do it right now. Jerky is dehydrated meat, but it's like really dehydrated. And when you're smoking meat, you're not dehydrating it as much. Lethal, can I introduce you to Sweet Coma? Get 2 cookie footlongs from Subway and an ice cream? Oh my god. I also heard if you become a predator, you can get sponsored by Subway as well. So you got multiple routes. Oh, the door's open. Guess we'll do a totem. Here's a plan. We find the hook. We meet the killer at said hook. It's on the hill. And then we will unhook right after. You think she'll see me? Oh, they're dead. How am I supposed to rescue them now? Generally, salt and smoking is used to dehydrate. Oh, I swear to God. Can they making it anywhere? Okay, so they see a hook where? They're going this way. There's a hook this general direction. Okay. Do you see? She's working on her carpentry skills. I'm so proud of her. Oh, I can't leave though, because then they get moried. I've made a mistake. I'm sorry, my dude. You do have to die here. I forgot about that. I forgot that they get worried if I leave. Okay, back to the question about smoking. Wait, did my thingy crash? Why did smoking break? Okay, guys, you know how smoking causes cancer? It also causes software to crash because my thing that controls my scenes just broke. There we go. I fear half of my friends' browser history. So that's a secret. If you want to be really good friends, you gotta offer to delete their browser history. It is just like a rite of passage. When you get close enough to someone, you offer that. Some people are a little different though. Some people might want to see it. You can say that you can also post it online if they prefer it that route. There's a reason why people who smoke have to baste their meat over time. Interesting. I actually didn't know that. I've never smoked food. I am incredibly lazy. So if I'm going to cook a meat, I'm going to sous vide it. Because I can put it in there for a while and the inside gets cooked properly. And then I can hit it with like a propane blowtorch. And I can get the outside to look nice. I'm sorry about the type of friend who I'd keep the hard drive mainly because it's there to remember you. Also, browser history will be played at the funeral. I hope it's in chronological order. I need to make sure that people understand my kinks over time. I feel like it's a character building exercise. God, that would be wild. Okay, so you know how like funerals are kind of sad normally. Besides, who was it? The guy that made the joke about your bed being open. However, imagine you go to a funeral, it opens with like dropping balloons from the ceiling, and then you go over the browser history. Imagine how wild that would be. Mine would be kind of boring. I look at a lot of engineering stuff, so I feel like it would be a lot of dry material. If you're like British and you like dry humor, maybe it would be your thing. But I feel like for most people, it wouldn't fit them. No, you can't do your homies wrong like that. Always delete the browser history. Yeah, you got to offer to delete their browser history, destroy the hard drive, and make sure you dispose of any evidence. PC Karma. Dude, okay, I don't know why it died. I have never had my little streaming spot break like that. I need to launch it to see why it freaked out. I'll look into that later, though. Your PC started to smoke, it seemed, just as you wish. We should actually see, what is the difference between the weed and cigarettes? Just a note of warning. Smoking is bad for you. Don't do it. Okay, cigarettes would likely be worse. Primarily because compounds unique to tobacco. So what you're saying is, if you used cannabis, it would be better. So, what I'm getting to, Taco, is your idea is the better idea. I was given the opportunity to look through a friend's tabs and stuff, and Lord, I prayed afterwards. Oh my god. That would be such an eye-opening moment, because I swear, like, people are just the opposite of what they seem. I swear you'll meet someone and they're like the the most well-behaved, good little person, and their browser history is like 50 Shades of Grey type smut. And there's never like an in-between. And then you meet someone that's like... I'm not gonna drop names. That's like super forward, and it's like the most vanilla stuff you've ever seen. I feel like people are the opposite of what they are into. Okay, I need to find myself some mushrooms. What? There's a floating head here. I'm gonna give you that. Wait. Wait, I do the full reset? Wait, did I take an injury? Oh, I was infected technically. Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what the status effects are on the side. Okay, so out of curiosity, Lean, I need to confirm my biases. So what kind of stuff are you seeing? And I need you to describe them as a person. We'll keep the names private. In Memory of David plays a cursed horse video. He's always loved animals. There's a song. I don't know if anyone has this on speaker, so I won't play it. However, the lyrics go, "There's no bleep like horse bleep," and we're gonna leave it there. If you are curious, you can probably figure it out from the lyrics. And I was introduced that from my friend who is like the nicest person I know. So I'm just saying, if my biases in my, what is it called, stereotyping is correct, that's how it goes. Look at that little snake. Main question. Wait, whoa. For funeral I went to for my late school dad, he made fun of it anyways because he left us with the message, "Make sure no food is left over," and a few other stuff which made us laugh. I mean, that's cool. I feel like if you want to have a good funeral, you gotta like make a couple jokes, but it's gotta be like light-hearted jokes because people are gonna be in kind of a distraught situation, like emotionally. Lack of better words. So you gotta like make cheery jokes. Okay, so there was an SSD that they made where it had a physical kill switch. If you had the option to have an SSD where you hit a button and it wipes itself, would you? There's no downside, there's no cost difference, but would you do that? Because personally, I feel like it doesn't make sense. And if I do this gen, we're 3-genning. How does this work? Oh, they can just wait. Okay. I don't think there's a way to get rid of it mid-chase like there is with what's-his-face. He can lunge for this, can't you? Can you fake it out, or can they just aim sideways? Honestly, it helped a lot, because even the last... even the last little goodbye area made me laugh, because he's a bunch of little weeb things, and even my first ever official cosplay photo with him and my bestie. Oh, that's cute. That's really sweet of them. Oh. Why do I get the impression he's only saying that because we're here? I would never name drop someone on something that could be negative. I would never. I'm in the mindset that if you're going to share something with me, I will not be sharing it with other people unless it is your wish. There was an Irish funeral that involved a recently dead player recording as he's buried if he was being buried alive. God, that's wild. I don't know if that's quite as lighthearted. I don't know if everyone would find it as funny, but I hope his family did. Slightly on topic, that Laura's name is the Girthinator. He's actually the Girthinator 12. There are 11 Girthnators before him, meaning they are the girthiest of the 11 before him. For the browser history, I knew him since elementary school, and he's pretty sweet, a pretty goofy guy, a little crazy, known as a weirdo. But the history was reading material and other things that you wouldn't show your mother. Is there anything in your history that you would want to show your mom? Based on the subject we're talking about, the things that you would want deleted in your death, is there any of that that you would want to share with your mom? We need to get like middle gens done because we're doing a lot of safe gens. Think I can get aggro maybe? Yes, yes it is. How did I miss the Girthinator? Have you not played with the Girthinator before? They're pretty hard to miss. Depends on the person and their wishes. I went to a funeral and they made a bunch of jokes and his wish was for everyone in attendance to get high in his honor. That is wild. I mean, as long as the people that he invited to that are okay with that, I don't see any issues with it. It could be kind of cool. But you can't, like, peer pressure random people in the audience. That's bad. I wonder if he uses that name to try and pick someone up. I mean, name like Girthnair, you're gonna struggle picking yourself up, you know what I'm saying? That's wild. I don't know if it's a good idea for everyone to get high in his honor. Yeah, I feel like it's, as long as the audience is right, it could be good. It's like an inside joke. I feel like as long as you are saying it to the right people, it's totally fine. I found the video, may post it here. I think you should be good. As long as it's not, like, inappropriate. Because my mod shouldn't filter you. Is that 3 gens at the same time? Oh, that's brutal. I'm gonna stand by for a moment just to see where the killer's at. So I don't think you should get blocked. I have links enabled in chat, because most people that are going to place links are going to not do it after being around. Can we save this person? I have the chase abilities with this killer of a nubile child. Wait, what does that word mean? I think we're out. My late dad was loved by Comic-Con and stuff in honor of him. Cause it was Comic-Con season, we're all dressed up in costumes for him. Oh, that's kind of sick. My actual dad, he's still alive and kicking. Interesting. Wait, what does a late dad mean? Like a grandparent? Welcome in, Massa! Or welcome back! His wife guilt tripped me, so that's not a thing. Wait, what happened? Nox, I need a story. We need story time in chat. Wait, what's this video? And is it a Rickroll? Okay. It seems like the people they did it with appreciate it. So, like, at least that's a good thing. They understand it's a joke. That could be really morbid if the cause of death is, like, a little less suspicious or the people aren't 100% sure. It isn't a Rickroll yet. Taco, you're not supposed to tell people that you're amazed it's not a Rickroll because that's how you get Rickrolls. It's like Fight Club. The first rule is you don't talk about it. Yeah, I'm not clicking YouTube links, period. I have no trust in them. I'm in for a good time and not a long time. I can see it's a link to YouTube, and that's all that matters. I've gone through clicking the wrong links before, and I understand the mistakes. Also, we got one more round tonight. Late means he's dead. But he wasn't Lean's dad, more like a dad figure. Oh, okay. That's interesting. When it comes to, like, having a dad figure, would that be, like, more of your dad's, like, busy to be part of your life type of thing? Or, like, it just kind of worked out in the right way? But talk about that was only once. One time I ruined our friendship. Yeah, I don't rickroll most people. It's very rare I will rickroll unless it is a response to them rickrolling me. Like one time, Rose put a little barcode, a little QR code on the back of their check-in ticket that used to show up on the stream. And I scanned it, it was a Rickroll, and it upset me. So I created a custom website, and when you put it in Discord, it said hot dragon ladies in your, hot dragon girls in your area. And it was just a hard-coded Rickroll that you couldn't pause the video on. So when she clicked it, she couldn't stop the Rickroll. I told the story on stream, I think. Long story short, I didn't want to do any of the getting high, but she cried at me that it was what she would have wanted, or what he would have wanted. And it would make her feel better. That is awful. You do not peer pressure someone into smoking. I don't even care if it's illegal or illegal at that point in time. You do not tell someone to drink or do things that they normally wouldn't. Not okay. Oh, thanks for the hydrate, Dino. Just like the QR code on my welding helmet goes straight to a Rickle. Oh, you monster. You gotta make it interesting, though. You gotta, like, you gotta write, like, save 50% on Snap-on tools or something like that. Right under the barcode in some small letters. So when people ask you about it, they look at it and they're like, oh, dude, that's an amazing deal. And then they scan it and get rickrolled. We have a Trickster. I haven't seen a Trickster in a while. I remember how to play against a Trickster. We'll find out. Loki, I'm glad no one's sending links yet. The perks of being small. Lean, by default, Twitch should auto-censor links. They should replace them with asterisks, and I'm happy to test it for you if you want to know. That's probably not a bad bet. I think I set up my auto-moderator so that if you're new to chat, you're not posting links in the chat. But most of the people advertising bots don't put a link in. They put that, like, weird spacing so that it doesn't flag. And so Twitch's auto-mod does nothing about it. Where's that? Why do I see every... Oh, someone's on hook. Sometimes I look away from the game and I forget I'm playing a game. Best story is that during my 2-year anniversary with At a Time BF, School Dad let him surprise me during a meeting and played background music in a funny way. Like, he played it himself or like boombox. That gotta be pretty cool. Shrug, she was like the mother of my ex-roommate, so in hindsight, it wasn't really surprising. Your ex-roommate sounded like a cunt. Full offense. I love using this Kindred and knowing where everyone is and not unhooking. Oh, you know, I should go unhook. Because it gives me something to watch. By the time I didn't want to make her more sad, Nox, I feel like someone would ask you to jump off a bridge because their dog probably wanted it, and you probably would do it because you would feel bad for the dog. This is bad. Okay, we need tall geometry to run around. He is not looking in front of himself. Do we have anything to link this to? Oh, this is a bad Tatalupa Trickster at. Is he out of things? We're just leaving. I don't want to be here anymore. Wait, did he just leave me? Why can't I... Okay, when I want to get a chase to remember how killers work, they just leave me behind. I see how it is. He must have ran out of... whatever they're called. I just got corrective actioned. He must have ran out of knives. He was just playing a 110 killer. That's amazing. Wait, is Trickster 115? He might be. Did I finish the basement gen, or did I get off that to rescue? No, I think I finished it. Okay, so that's done. Basement gen's probably done. That basement gen's probably still there. That gen's being worked on. And he's being chased. I got the unhook because I've been chasing back through. was kind of hoping he wouldn't loop around the hook, but I can understand panicking. Let's go that way. This is bad. This is really bad. Yeah. We gotta check spot this and wait. I missed it. How did I miss that? My school dad let me call him Appa and other dad words. He even gave me an allowance when I was struggling with food. Oh, that's really nice of them. He even let me go off in class at his desk. And wait, wait, why was he in school? Like I played rhythm games on my iPad and did things in a way that matched my situation at home. Oh, I mean, it's nice to get a break from things, especially if like home life is super hard. Being able to get that break is probably a massive, like, quality of life increase. That's really sweet of them. I mean, I get it, but I have a thing where I don't like people when they try to peer pressure or coax them into doing something they don't want to do. I actually, okay, so I have like the weirdest thing. I have like such a massive opposition to peer pressure. When I feel someone's trying to peer pressure me, it's like a, what's the term? Rubs me the wrong way. It's like a pet peeve. I hate it. I can feel it, and it annoys me beyond no end. I literally went in, so like when I was a teenager, I went into like a military recruiting thing, and I was like so close to signing up to join the military. And the person was like, if you don't sign right now, you lose your option to get any of the roles that you'd probably want. You'll get stuck in something crappy. And just the fact that he's like, if you don't sign your life away right this second, I just walked out. I was like, this is stupid. And then he called me on my phone like 12 more times when I was like, I no longer want to be in the military. Oh, Russell's your Jimmy's phrase. Thank you, that one. I think we finished this. It's very close. He's gonna be right on us. We have one gen left, and I don't remember... Is it gen in this building in the basement? No, that gen's done. All the outside gens in front of school are done. So it's gotta be the one in the house, right? In the back? Oh, here we go. He was really chill with me to the point where he was like, put your hands down. I know... Wait. One second. I know you know, but... Let me try. Wait, what does that mean? Put your hands down. I know you know, but let others try. Like, oh, he wanted, like, other people to answer a question? I think we can hit the pallet. No, we can't. Come to me. Is there pallets in the school? Yes. Balls, I was not expecting a chase. Okay, do we make that? I don't think we do. I was too focused on looking forward. I mean, how cute was the dog? Okay, I mean, I get it. Yeah, if the dog is sad, maybe I could make a point for walking off a bridge. It depends on how far the water is, if I can make it. Now, he's legit the only teacher who spoke up for me in my failing grades since the school wasn't giving me any help. And my actual dad was in the hospital. Oh, dude, I don't know. I feel like it really sucks when teachers are like that. I don't know if it's the same for where you live, but I found some teachers are a lot better and care a lot more about their students than they let on to. And some teachers are just like lazy. Like they are there to do the bare minimum and leave. Like I've had classes where the entire class was I show up, the assignment is written on the board, I read the chapter, I answer the questions, and I go home. And I've had teachers where literally I skipped half of algebra and I came back and I was like, I need you to help me. I don't understand any of this. And they were thrilled to teach me math. I wasn't even in their class. And they were like the coolest guy. Shout out to Mr. Metzger if he still exists. He is the absolute sweetest geometry teacher I've ever had. What's happening here? I lost sight of him. Oh, what the? Oh, I thought he was gonna break off again. I messed up. We pre-drop? Okay, where are the exit gates at? I think I already threw this, right? There's definitely no pallets. This gate's not done. This is very bad for my outlook on this game. How about this one? Oh my god, you lifesaver. Yeah, you throw that pallet. Put him in his place. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where the other gate is. That was bad. I looked away. That was not his fault. He was trying his best. I appreciate everything he was doing. I'm very susceptible to peer pressure. I feel like for a lot of people, peer pressure is a really hard thing to deal with. Especially with that people that put you in those situations. Like if I was in a situation with someone I actually cared about, I might be more susceptible to it. But like it's definitely, it's not a good thing. It's something I would actively avoid putting through anyone else through because it makes me uncomfortable to be personal about it. Please, babe, just join the military, ooh woo. I feel like I just got a lot of texts like that from that guy. Oh my god, no, he just called my house. I'd be at home and I'd be doing homework and this man would call me up and be like, you want to join the military? I'm like, I thought leaving and saying no was enough, but apparently I needed to really drive that point home. Where are we? Okay, time to wrap things up. I think the recruiter gets paid per sign-up. Yeah, you are correct, Taco. My wife's... one of their parents worked for the military and was a recruiter, and they were... Thank you for the head pets, Nox! And they were a recruiter, and they made it a big point to not use peer pressure, but their numbers were terrible, and they got kicked off of that job. Which is a shame. I understand why they would do that, but I do not like it because I feel like in high school, a lot of people are very susceptible, and all it takes is a little bit of peer pressure to sign 4 years of your life away, and possibly more. Context why I was told to put my hands down for a question was I was legit the only person willing to participate. Even after waiting a hot minute or so, and a specific question I knew instantly. Ah, okay, that makes sense. I feel that sometimes, like, especially even in like modern day, like in school, that was a really common thing where teachers would ask a question and they would want people to like volunteer for questions, and if they didn't volunteer, they'd pick on people. But like, ironically, that's become a thing in like my work as well. It's kind of weird. Like, there's a certificate process that I was going through training on, and like they want us to answer questions, but I really just wanted to like listen to the meeting while I was working on my work, so I was not wanting to answer questions. And it got really weird. But in school, that's kind of your only purpose. I've only had maybe 2 or 3 decent teachers. That's kind of a shame. I don't know. I guess I had good luck. I knew a couple teachers that were like really, really good teachers. I remember in middle school, I had a... Not biology. What comes after that? I think schools, districts across the US do different things. Life science was 6th grade. There was a science class in 7th grade. I don't remember what it was. But I remember one day I was sitting in the class and I made the point. I was like, hey teacher, why are we learning skills that we will never use in our work life? Like why do I need to learn algebra? I feel like most people won't ever use it. And like we actually had like a back and forth debate for the entire 50-minute class where we just kind of like discussed it. We went back and forth and like I brought up my concern and he would answer the concern, and like it was like this really cool experience. And I thought it was like a really cool thing to have experienced because it wasn't a teacher shutting me down and being like, no, you're wrong, you're stupid, shut up. It was like a proper argument. I'd bring up a concern and then they would counter that concern with a different statement, and then I would like go off that statement and it'd go back and forth like that. And I thought that was like a really cool thing of them to do. And so I don't know if I've had a ton of like amazing teachers, but there's definitely enough teachers out there that I can definitely appreciate what they've done. Isa teacher was clearly a time traveler. He was an amazing guy. Mr. Metzger, he was a geometry teacher that every time he brought up a question about geometry, like equations, he would give an example of why it's useful. And I thought that was awesome. He'd be like, this is how you find the hypotenuse of a triangle. And he could be like, okay, in this circumstance, maybe you need to measure the like distance across a river, and so you know the length of these two sides and you know the angle that it's going out, but you don't know this other side, and so you can use this to like figure it out, and like stuff like that. He would explain why the geometry was useful, and then he would teach the geometry, and that is amazing to me because when I get given an equation, I'm a nerd, I liked equations, but when I get given an equation, it's nice to understand what I use it for, because as a person in school, I'm not going to be thinking about that stuff. So like, if I can't think of an appropriate time to use it, I'm not going to really think that much about it past taking a test. That's legit why they do it. High schoolers are the easiest to con into it. Dude, I feel so bad, though. I don't know. I know a lot of people that get peer pressured into things. I peer pressured someone into being a programmer. I don't understand how. I don't understand why. I don't think I sold it. I just said I wanted to program, and he didn't know what he wanted to do, and I think he became a programmer. So that's kind of cool, I guess. In theory, it's a good deal, but they break you, and when your years are done, you leave and you're struggling. Yeah, I feel like with the military, there's a lot of things you can get from it, but you really need to milk it and hope that like World War III doesn't break out. I don't feel like I'd want to be in the military to do any sort of like combat stuff. I don't feel like I could exist knowing that I have killed someone. I was letting out answers in econ and gov because I know stuff too much already. Honestly, if you answer enough questions, teacher should definitely be able to give you a pass. The point of asking like a pop quiz of like asking questions to random students is to try and catch the people that don't learn it. Because a good teacher should try to figure out who is struggling so they can focus their schooling towards that person. Like, that's the reason why big classes are such a problem, is because the teacher needs to understand who needs their help. Some people, you can give them a book and you can say, do the questions, and they'll do it just fine. And some people need hands-on explanation. And if they don't have the ability to do that, then those people will fall behind. And especially in a case like math specifically, if you fall behind on how to do equations, you will just stop being able to do math. If you don't understand how to do algebra, you will not be able to do calculus. If you don't know how to do calculus, you won't be able to go on farther. And so it all stacks on itself. And as you fall behind, you just face like an insurmountable wall. For us, chemistry was after bio. I'm trying to think, was it chemistry in middle school? It might have been. I'm trying to think. Okay, so in that class in middle school, we had a project where we learned about the speed of light and the speed of sound being different. We lit things on fire to find that some chemicals made fire change color. We had a thing about lasers, and I remember being put in a group, and it was like a timed trial where we needed to reflect a laser like 6 times and then end it on a point. And I just like straight up autismed it. And I was like, you go there, you point there, you go there. And we were like the #1 class because I just told everyone exactly what to do. Or the #1 team, sorry, not class. It was like a 5-man group. For my school, we got to pick what kind of science and we can pick next. Interesting. Was that high school or middle school? High school was a lot more flexible for me. I could kind of loosely pick what I wanted to go into within reason. But like middle school was all like cookie cutter. Like you did what the rest of the grade did. If something is not explained to you in a practical sense, it won't stick pretty much. Yeah, if you don't use a skill, you'll forget it. You might get lucky and you might remember it again later if you reuse it, but like it's hard to reuse a skill if you don't know what to use it for, so yeah. Maybe me really loved quadratic equations and literally nothing else. I want you to know, Nox, I watched a video on quadratics and Yuki was absolutely the most confused I could ever be. I'll send it to you. It was kind of cool. It was like how you can change the order of quadratic answers without changing the formula by using like specific functions. It was kind of cool, and they graphed it out on pretty colors. I like pretty colors. I just like solving long equations. I really loved pre-calc because it was just like, here is an equation, here's 2 sheets of paper, solve it and show your work. And then, don't ask me why, I was trying to design a missile in a video game engine so that I could have it predictively track a target. And I looked at the equation for that, and I was like, I don't know any of these symbols. Younger me was terrible at math. I can proudly say I'm semi-okay with it now. Honestly, math is a semi-useful skill, and I only use it more because I do programming and engineering work. It's definitely a useful skill if you're going into engineering of any sort, but I feel like most of the other time you can get by with, like, basic elementary math. Without getting too into it, my dad and uncle are still struggling with that. Oh my god. It's easy thing to learn if you don't have the right... Wait. It's not an easy thing to learn if you don't have the right environment to learn it in. Yeah. If the class is bad, it can make it a lot harder to pick things up as well. Also, do you like that I got the snowy background? I want you to know I forgot that autumn was a season, and so I skipped the autumn background. It's hard, it messes you up, and if they don't care, because for every struggling vet, there's 100 high schools unsure of what to do with themselves. Oh my god. I used to work with VAs in the medical system, and they had some of the most wild... I had some of the most wild phone calls with VAs. They like the security, they want to lock everything down, but no one wants to actually know how to do their job. It was awful. Math hard, brain small. Math is actually a really hard subject for a lot of people to pick up, and I can understand why. Again, it's the whole like stacking of foundations. Math is like a subject that builds upon itself, so as soon as you miss one of those pieces of the foundation, it just all falls apart. Wait, you hate math be like quadratic equations? Quadratics were like late algebra, weren't they? That's like late high school, for me at least. I was trying to design a missile. Pardon? Okay, I really wanted... Okay, so you know in video games when you have like the missiles that you shoot and they do that cool tracking thing? I think that feels so cool. So I wanted cool tracking missiles. You know, now that I think about it, I could have just made it go towards the target and it would have got pretty much a similar effect. Like you like a javelin where it goes up and then it goes towards the target. I think I could have done the same thing, but if you make it track predictively, it hits more accurately. In ironic other news, when I was trying to pick out what college to go to, I had a lot of aeronautical schools that wanted me to go learn how to make plane stuff and weapons and things. But I don't think I'd be cool with designing a weapon. Pouring... Wait, pouring one out for the homie. Autumn is homie. Okay, it's kind of cool. I wonder if I can find it. Give me a second. We're gonna swap it out. You guys get to experience it for as long as I experienced it, which was almost no time at all. See? There's like a little autumn one. Also, words are hard. I agree. I am struggling to talk. Ice war crimes? That's not very OSHA of you. Your OSHA handbook can't exist around my predictive tracking missiles, Taco. Quadratics is Algebra 1, I think. I did not do algebra. I did not have quadratics in my Algebra 1-2, but I skipped 3-4. And I skipped 3-4 and I was very confused. I vaguely remember quadratics being taught to us. Yeah, I was in pre-calc and I was being shown quadratics. Was quadratics RG algebra? Maybe it was. Don't roast me, but Algebra 1 was the class I got absolutely smashed before major test and passed with flying colors. Maybe you just need to relax, little Nox. Maybe that's the secret. Alright, with that said, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'm gonna hop off stream. I appreciate you guys for sticking around through whatever you guys just experienced. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. And I will play with the air cannon to see how I want to go about keeping that around. Maybe I'll keep the air cannon. I gotta make sure Yuki doesn't freak out, though. Maybe I'll make a little warning light for her when it's about to go off. But that said, I appreciate you guys for being here. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Good night.